Welcome to another edition of Young People's Report. I'm Jaquelyn Thomas.
And I'm David Halloran. Today we'll take a look at how a newspaper is made and visit a place that specializes in local history.
We'll also meet some kids who are all over the tennis courts and make the announcement a lot of local kids have been waiting for. We'll let you know who the new YPR reporters are.
But first, we're here at Kokomo's Family Fun Center in Saginaw, where you can enjoy a high-tech game of tag. Joe Hostetler explains.
Video games have come a long way. Some allow you to play against other people, and some even put you in the action. If you truly want to be interactive, then there's one way that you can really be part of the game. It's called laser tag, and it's a lot like a regular game of tag, except for in this game, you use really long arms that move at the speed of light.
This game is different than any other game you've ever played because you actually experience this game. It's video, it's audio, there's even a sense of smell when you're in there with the smoke. Well, this game, it starts out, you put on vests. The vests are little computer modules that are each connected up to our main computer.
There's no way to explain this game right, so come along as we go inside.
As you go into the maze, there are 6 areas on the vest that can be hit and register a kill. When the vest is hit, it vibrates and the vest goes off for 5 seconds. Then the participants back in the game again can shoot. At the end of the game, come out, we scan your vest and you get a score.
Laser tag is a lot of fun, and the reaction from the kids I played with was not unusual.
I thought what was fun about the game was shooting people and shooting my twin sister. I think it was fun because I got to hide and shoot people. I think it's very awesome because you get to run around and have fun. The arcade games, you just stand still and you don't really get to move around like you do in laser tag. You get to hide on people, and if somebody finds you, they scream. I think the laser tag is really fun because you gotta run around and it glows in the dark. I liked sneaking up behind people and shooting them, and I really lost, so I didn't really shoot that many people.
From Kokomo's Family Fun Center, I'm Joe Hostetler reporting for YPR.
Laser tag's a lot of fun, but if you would like to get involved in a game that's a little more traditional, Andrew Grefe may have found something for you. He has our story.
Every year, the Dow Corning Tennis Tournament brings in thousands of spectators, but for these local kids, it has become a courtside experience.
It's a women's professional tournament, and it's in the Challenger Series, and it's a tournament where the players that are kind of trying to establish themselves come to play.
We're here to get the ball kids involved with the tournament. They're here to keep the balls rolling around the court and assist the players on the court. The ball runners, their job is to not be noticed. They're in charge of assisting the players, and if we're not noticed on the court, that's good. Our job is to get the balls to the players without making a spectacle out there.
It's a lot of fun. It's really cool being right near professional athletes and watching them play.
It's a different kind of experience because you're actually standing in front of thousands of people, and it's a really fun experience.
Well, it's kind of a rush. It only happens once a year for me. It's fun to meet the players and talk to them and get their autograph even, and it's just a big excitement. The whole week is.
Well, we hand select all these kids. There's a lot of kids that wanted to be ball runners, but we have such a large list that we look for the ones that are going to be good role models during the tournament. They have to be good role models on and off the court.
Well, a ball runner has to be able to know how to keep score in tennis and know how to play tiebreakers and be able to be alert and know what's going on at all times.
After getting a few pointers about being a good ball runner, I thought I would give it a try. As I found out, running after ball, after ball, after ball, it can be a lot of hard work. But it's worth it when you get to be just a few feet from all the action.
We've had ball runners as long as this tournament's been around, which is 10 years now. And it gives the kids a chance to get on the court with the players, get to feel what it's like to be right next to the players in the action in front of the crowd.
Fun to come and see and watch the other players from all around the world, like Germany, Japan, and they're top players in the world. And to come and watch them play is an experience for me, and it will help me improve my tennis.
Being a ball runner can be very difficult, but for these kids, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. From the Midland Community Tennis Center, I'm Andrew Grefe, reporting for YPR.
We have to take a break, but when we come back, we'll visit a local place that's keeping our area's history alive. Don't go away. In school, we learn a lot about our country and even our world's history. But what about the local stories? There's a place in Bay County that's working to preserve our area's history, and YPR's Alyssa Roehmer took a tour and filed this report.
In today's world, most people are racing toward the future, but here in Bay City, you can experience a little of the past. This is the Historical Museum of Bay County, and here you can explore our area's past. I got a chance to experience weaving firsthand.
Take the shuttle in your right hand. Now depress with your left foot. See the space here? Okay, you put your shuttle through there. That's a girl. Very good. Okay, take your foot off from the treadle and bring it right towards you. That's right, you squeeze it. It first started with people just gathering wool from bushes and things where the sheep had gone by. They gathered it, they spun it, and then they started to weave with it to make cloth. And it was really primarily to make clothing because they needed protection from the elements.
This exhibit is based on a children's program that we do for the area school system. It's called Touch and Do, and what we do is bring through approximately 2,500 school children in 5 weeks. This part of the exhibit shows some things from Willie Mae McLean, which she had hand done most of this stuff, and you'll see there's a small picture up here of Willie when she was only like 7 years old, which is kind of interesting because most of this handcrafted needlework was done by her. As you look down here, you can see that we've got several different plants that would be worked with. There's a big kettle. All of this stuff would have been used in the dyeing process. 100 years ago, they didn't have permanent ink dyes and things like that, so that you don't have the bright, vibrant colors like your black shirt or my purple dress. It would have been kind of dull, washed out kind of colors, and they all came from vegetables. And as you come back around this way, you're gonna see a huge spinning wheel, and it's what they called a walking wheel. And they've told me, now I don't know how true it is because I've never used one, but they've told me that on this particular spinning wheel, you can walk 12 to 15 miles a day just trying to use the spinning wheel. Our goals are pretty much, we want to focus on what people find interesting. We have eyeglasses and timepieces. We have quite a good exhibit on the Trombley family, which were part of the founders of Bay County. And then we have the Bay City Rollers. In the 70s, they were here and they put their hands in cement in front of City Hall, and we have pictures from them doing that, and the music plays, and we actually have the cement handprints. If you're from Michigan, period, you're going to see something here that relates to the history of your own life.
The museum's main exhibit is constantly changing, so every time you visit, you'll discover something new. From the Historical Museum of Bay County, I'm Alyssa Roehmer, reporting for YPR.
There are a lot of local museums in our area, and they're all great places to spend a day.
But if you could spend a day any way you wanted, what would you do? That's the question we asked some local kids in our YPR Question of the Week.
If I could spend one day doing whatever I wanted, I would probably want to go to Florida because that's where a lot of lizards are, and I like lizards a lot.
I'd probably go to the roller arena with all my friends.
I would want to visit as many states as I could because I think it would be really fun.
I'd probably go to the Basketball Hall of Fame because I like basketball. I'd probably go mountain climbing or play soccer with my friends.
I would probably go to the San Diego Zoo because I like animals. I'd probably spend the whole day at the movie theaters because there are a lot of movies I haven't seen and I want to see.
I'd probably want to go to New York and see the New York Liberties play basketball.
I'd probably want to go down to Kentucky to see my great-grandma Stamper because she's really old.
I would probably go to the Bahamas because my neighbors have gone there and they say it's really cool.
I'd probably go to the Mall of America with my friends because I like to hang out and have fun.
I'd probably go to Kokomo's because it's like really expensive. My mom wouldn't let me go there.
I'd go to the mall and sit in the arcade all day to play video games.
I go down to Puerto Rico because I've been there before and I'd like to go there again.
I would like to visit my dad in Flint and go bowling together because I miss him.
I'd basically spend that day with all my friends because that's pretty much a way that I have fun.
If you have a suggestion for question of the week or a story idea for YPR, drop us a line. The best way is to write us a letter and send it to Young People's Report, MBC 25, P.O. Box 250, Clio, Michigan 48420. You can also call, send a fax, or email us. You never know, you could be our next story.
We have to take another break, but when we come back, we'll take you to a place where some YPR reporters experience war games in a safe way. We'll be right back. Earlier in the show, we took a look at a game called laser tag, where kids were chasing after each other with laser guns. If you would like to try something a little more advanced, Sara Martinez and a group of YPR reporters may have something for you. She explains.
It's a game of skill, a game of strategy, a game of speed, a game in which everyone is on an equal playing field. This is paintball, and it's slowly growing in popularity.
Back in the 1980s, the cattle industry and the forest industry used them for the guns for marking cattle and marking trees. From there, a bunch of guys just got the guns and invented the game. It's a very exciting sport. It's like a game of tag, only you can touch somebody from quite a ways away. A paintball is a small gelatin capsule that's similar to a vitamin or a gel cap that you would get in the pharmaceuticals. It's a mixture of like a waxy dish soap type fill with a color to it, and it has a soft plastic shell on the outside. When they hit you, they break and mark you. There's no headshots. Everybody has to chronograph their guns down below 250 feet per second. You can't shoot anybody within 20 feet, and just safety is a real important issue. Okay, can I have everybody's attention? We're gonna have a little safety meeting. First thing that I'm gonna talk about is your mask. This is to be worn all times. Anybody who takes this mask off is gonna be out for that game.
Cover for me.
There you go, there you go.
Even though everyone was having a lot of fun, they all said the same thing about getting hit.
It stings for about the first minute.
I like the thrill of not knowing when you're gonna get hit, because you could get hit almost any time. It hurts when you're not expecting it really bad, and it'll still hurt if you are, but it just stings for like the first few seconds, and it'll go away.
I don't really know. I was never hit, but from what I've heard, it just hurts for a little while and then it goes away.
The other team is somewhere over there, and hopefully if I run out quickly, I won't get hit. From Swan Creek Paintball and Supply near Saginaw, I'm Sara Martinez reporting for YPR.
Every week, YPR tries to bring you stories about events and places in our communities. But there's another news source that does it more than once a day. YPR's Tiffany Prout took a look around at the Flint Journal to see how they do it. She has our story.
When you pick up a newspaper, you can read stories from across the world. But what many don't realize is that the work involved in printing a newspaper like this one is no easy task. Here in the newsroom, writers and photographers cover stories from across mid-Michigan. After all the stories are finished and the best pictures and graphics are scanned, page designers and editors lay them out on computers. Photos are scanned and converted into a half-tone image that is made up of a series of tiny dots.
I take care of all of the photos that come in, whether they be from our photographers or if they come in through satellite. We get them from all over the world. And I'll take them and I'll crop them and I'll make them so that they're able to go on our press and come out looking nice in the paper.
In this department, we put the ads and the news together to complete the page. The news comes out of the machine over here from the editorial department, and we just place it. It's like a puzzle.
A special camera then takes a picture of each page to make a negative.
This is the lens here. The film is inside. Crank the film down. This swings the vacuum board forward, holds the film in place, drilling a hole in it. And then this is just like pressing the flash button on your camera.
The negative is then placed onto special metal sheets called plates that are coated with a plastic that is sensitive to ultraviolet light. When the plate is exposed to ultraviolet light, it is then processed in a special machine. All the areas that were black on the negative are washed by the jets of hot water, leaving only the raised portion behind. When they are ready to go to press, it all starts right here. Just one of these rolls weighs about 1,800 pounds, and they use about 45 of these each day.
Okay, Tiffany, now here is some plates that we have mounted onto the press for the daily run today. They'll pick up the ink from this rubber roller here to the plate, and as you can see, it's going onto the newsprint of today's paper.
Each year, the Flint Journal uses about 16,000 rolls of paper and 300,000 pounds of ink. For one paper, that's a lot. From the Flint Journal in Flint, I'm Tiffany Prout reporting for YPR.
We have to take another break, but when we come back, we'll meet a boy from Michigan who's featured in magazine ads all over the country.
We'll also announce the new YPR reporters, so don't go away. A lot of kids dream of becoming famous, but one boy from Michigan made his dream come true. And it all started with a simple letter. Jessica Taylor met up with him and filed this report.
Okay, yeah, good. Beautiful. Hold it right there. Don't move. Hold it. Good.
For 10-year-old Chaz Grabke, this has become a major part of his life. Last year, he became one of 3 kids to model for a new line of clothing by Calvin Klein. Since then, his picture has appeared in magazines all over the country.
He used to get out of the bathroom and he would pose in front of the mirror every night when he gets out of the bathroom. And he would say, look at me, Dad. And he goes, Calvin Klein, Calvin Klein.
Chaz had a dream, and his dream came true, and that was great. But it's not as easy as it sounds. He was very lucky in the job that he got.
I like it a lot. Why?
because I get all the attention and I get all the girls.
Chaz's first break started with pictures like these and a lucky break. Lisa Spindler, a one-time talent scout turned professional photographer, saw him at an art fair and instantly knew he had potential.
I noticed he had his own style, and he just had a look that was very unique.
A couple years after Chaz met Lisa, he sat down and wrote a letter to fashion designer Calvin Klein saying he wanted to be the first kid model.
Dear Calvin Klein, I always liked your ads for your clothes and underwear. I was wondering why you don't make kids Calvin Klein clothes. My name is Chaz and I am 9 years old. I would like to be your first Calvin Klein model for kids, and I want to know what you think. Would you please write me back or call my friend Lisa? See you soon, Chaz.
Ever since then, Chaz has spent a lot of time in front of cameras, and he's been signed to exclusive agency contracts with the I Group here in Michigan, as well as top agencies in New York and Los Angeles. I was hoping that as a professional, Chaz might be able to give me some pointers on being a good model. One of the things he mentioned was how he prepares for serious looks.
Well, you gotta pretend like you're gonna beat someone up, so you go.
Oh, you guys not there. Great. As it turns out, being a good model isn't all that hard. It's just that some people look better in the process.
Look at each other.
In Detroit, I'm Jessica Taylor reporting for YPR.
Recently, a lot of local kids got a chance to see what it's like to be on camera during our YPR auditions.
Nearly 300 kids came to Cortland Center and Bay City Mall to try out for YPR. The kids filled out some paperwork and then rehearsed a script with some current reporters. After that, they went in front of the camera and auditioned.
There was a lot of competition and some tough decisions had to be made, but the producers have made their selections.
Here are the new YPR reporters in alphabetical order. Lindsay Batchgalupo of Bay City. Alyssa Bedford of Saginaw. Elizabeth Bendel of Grand Blanc. Thomas Calvo of Bay City. And Caitlin Carmody of Swartz Creek.
Sean Chiplock of Saginaw. Danielle DeSimone of Grand Blanc. Alexandra Grefe of Saginaw. Lindsay Harmon of Oakley. And Chelsea Howard of Flint.
Nicholas Josie of Swartz Creek. Joseph Karbowski of Freeland. Mary Clank of Saginaw. Andrea Massoud of Frankenmuth. And Matthew Matonic of Davison.
Katie Peabody of Grand Blanc. Luke Phillips of Grand Blanc. Camille Rundaway of Flint. Ian Shetron of Flushing. And Cade Surface of Swartz Creek.
Paul Taylor of Fenton. Trevor Vergas of Flint. Ivana Williams of Flint. Elizabeth Wright of Saginaw. And Lauren Zion of Fenton. We would like to thank all of the kids who came out to audition and congratulate the new YPR reporters.
Unfortunately, if you missed your chance to audition, you'll have to wait until next year to try out. But you can still get involved with YPR by suggesting stories and topics.
That's all the time we have for this week.
Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend. You never know, you could be our next story. It fell out again, I'll get it. But if you could spend a day anyway with... Ow! Oh! No! Ow. I might have 2 little bumps on the... No! Poop!
What happened? Did you
He kept on taping me! No!